Hi, it's Professor Hussein. So in this video, it's gonna kind of piggyback on a lot of the other things that I've been saying about how to get a job with no experience. And this, I'm sure, applies to most of you. Okay, so get a job with no experience is you gotta sell yourself. Now, before I talked about working for free and other things, but there are a variety of ways you can sell yourself and try to get that job. Okay, so another way you can get a job with no experience, really put yourself out there and sell yourself without having to work for free, okay, would be you gotta know people. Okay, you have to know people within the companies that you want to get hired by. But how do you get to know people in the company without knowing anyone in the company because you're just starting and you don't know anybody? Well, this is where networking comes into play. Okay, so you really got to be out, you have to network. And I know we're dealing with COVID and everything like that, but the rules still apply here. People are still active, believe it or not, people are still getting hired. I see it every single day, especially in a lot of emails with other organizations that I deal with. People are getting hired, okay? So just because we're in a pandemic, just because a lot of businesses have shut down, does not mean that your career has to be on pause. Okay, you can still be out there and still be pushing and being aggressive and networking and trying to get that job. Okay, so how are you gonna network, especially now? All right, so first of all, what I would do is think of anyone that you might know who is even remotely connected to an organization that you think you might want to work for. Get in contact with that person and maybe offer to buy them, I would say coffee, but if there's a coffee place that's open that allows you to go inside, which I don't think there is at this moment since they made that announcement, but when things start to open, you can do that. But also you can offer to just hang out with them through Zoom, through Skype, and do more of a virtual hangout. Okay, unless you're watching this and we've gone beyond phase 3 and we're okay with being out there in the world, then yeah, you can hang out with them in real life. But what I'm trying to say is you really need to get in contact with that person. You need to have a conversation with them. You need to be in a more relaxed environment because you do not want pressure and anxiety to get to you. Okay, so yeah, just be in a relaxed environment and pick their brain a little bit. Okay, kind of almost like an interview, because you don't want it to be, you don't want the small talk to get too far. You don't want to just be talking only about the vacation you had last year or your annoying siblings or whatever's going on at home or your favorite color or whatever is going on in anime. Okay, you can have a little bit of that, but for the most part, the purpose of this session is for you to pick their brain about how they got started, okay, with this company. What was it like? Get to know the culture and things like that, and see if they have any kind of advice for you, so you can put your best foot forward and try to get into this particular company. Also, see if they have other people that could benefit you if you got in contact with them. Okay, so, and even though I said remotely connected with the company, this could be someone who doesn't necessarily work for the company that you want to work for, but maybe they work for a similar kind of company. Maybe they work for a competitor. Maybe they just have a similar degree and they have a job in that field. Okay, maybe they're just, something like that, right? Just remotely, you just need to get something, okay? And then that will lead you to someone else, okay? Which may lead you to someone else or another group of people, and so on and so forth, Okay. Another thing. Okay, secondly, go to events, conferences, mixers, things like that, because at these places you're gonna find people who are interested in a lot of the same things as you, a lot of the same type of corporations, people who probably have the same degree, people who probably have the careers you want, or who are also working towards those careers. Okay, so you need to go do those things. At these type of gatherings, there will be a lot of a lot of information provided, a lot of news and things going on in the field, but at the same time, the people are what you really want. And you need to make friends with people, get to know them, hang out with them, communicate with them. And one thing that I do give to all of you on the website is that I give you guys a bunch of local events. I have an entire page that lists a lot of, not necessarily always local events, but especially right now, I think it's very important for you guys to get started with a lot of the virtual events, a lot of the virtual and free events that I give to you guys, and most of them are all through Eventbrite. But there are a few other places that I will be extracting a lot of events and things like that for you guys. So I think that it's best for you to take advantage, because this is also another way for you to meet other like-minded people who are working or will work in the same career field as you. Okay, and this is gonna help you out a lot. So this is another way for you to for people to know you, for you to sell yourself. Okay, because later on you might be able to use some of them to get you into a job. Okay, the thing is, people like to hire people that they know, and it doesn't always mean that they know everybody, that they hire like really well, like you guys are like this and everyone I work for is just my best friend from down the street. No, it's not anything like that, but they just want to kind of know you, be familiar, know who you are a little bit, know of you. Okay, and just have the feeling that you're gonna fit well with them, because you already have somewhat of a connection. They already know kind of about you. Okay, and that's why people like to hire who they know. Okay, and I don't know if you guys have heard this before, but I was always told that it's who you know. Okay, and I think that rings true, because almost every major opportunity that I have had in my life came from someone that I knew. Okay, it was always a recommendation from someone that I knew, or my dad connected me with someone else, or or someone I knew connected with me with someone, and eventually it sticks, it works its way out, and you get what you need. Okay, you get to where you need to go. So it's who you know, and you really need to be able to use who you know, not in a bad way, but just to try to get yourself somewhere. Okay. Also, thirdly, another great way to network is by using LinkedIn. Okay, you can use LinkedIn to start to meet people, get to know people, get connected, and you can do all this virtually. So that's why it's a great tool, especially now, since we have to do a lot of things virtually. Okay, so and there are so many videos on YouTube that will actually help you navigate LinkedIn so very well. I myself am learning all the wonders that LinkedIn can provide. So all the great things that you can do with LinkedIn, and I'm telling you, I'm a believer. Okay, so especially now, since we have to do a lot, we have to get together virtually in this moment in time. Maybe not in a couple months, maybe not next year, but now especially we're doing a lot of things virtually. And I actually kind of believe that a lot of the virtual things that we're getting ourselves used to is going to stick. Okay, so if they do stick, and that is just how we roll, in the future, that's just what we're going to start doing mostly, instead of having to personally go places or commute places and whatnot. If we just start doing everything virtually, then this is a really great skill for you guys to have, is to just get really used to using LinkedIn and to be able to meet people and do things like that in a virtual setting. Okay, so I know we're just kind of getting used to this whole virtual thing, but I think that even after this pandemic is over, we might stay virtual. or a lot of our everyday things that we do with work, school, stuff like that, a lot of it I think is gonna stay virtual, because in a way it does kind of make a lot of this easier. And personally, I've become more productive because I don't have to spend the time to go places. I don't have to plan on going places. I can just do everything here, just right there. So it's more convenient. And you know, going off on this whole virtual thing, that's another story. Okay, so we won't really get into that, but what I'm trying to say right now is networking is so important, especially now, but it has always been important. Now, even though everything has to be virtual, we can still network in a virtual way. And it's so important. You really have to do that. You can get hired very soon, but you need to really sell yourself. And networking is a great way to do that. Okay? So until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.